Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Pav and welcome back to another video. I'm happy to announce that once again today's video is sponsored by Sheath Underwear. So yo, for the past 2 months Sheath has been supporting the channel, and in the past 2 months I've also been wearing Sheath underwear, and ladies and gentlemen, jokes aside, I gotta be honest with you, they have changed my life. So if you didn't know, now you're gonna know. These were boxers that were designed to keep your balls off your legs. See yo, what makes Sheath so special is these pair of boxers have 2 separate compartments in there to make sure everything stays separate, cool, and comfortable. See, unlike traditional underwear that was invented way back in the day when we were all cavemen, these are modern underwears that are designed to make sure that there's no skin-to-skin contact for long durations, preventing the buildup of heat and sweat down there. So if you get a pair of Sheath underwear, you're not gonna have to worry about readjusting and being all itchy and sweaty down there. You're gonna smell good, you're gonna feel good, you're gonna be good. And as I've explained before, my personal favorite part of these boxers is definitely the inverted pouch for your little homie in there. This way you put your little homie in there and he'll never stick to your thigh. So with these, your homie has its own separate compartment to just chill and just do its thing and just live lavish. Everything is separate, everything is blessed, everything is perfect down there. You're not gonna smell, you're not gonna be itchy, you're not gonna have any issues. I promise you, these boxers have legitimately changed my life and they're gonna change yours too. All you gotta do is click the link down below, use code PAVWG, or go to sheathunderwear.com/PAVWG and you get 20% off your order. So yo, do yourself a favor, get some help down there, be fresh down there, be clean down there, be cool down there. Do yourself a favor and just make your life better. Go get some Sheath underwear. That's sheathunderwear.com/PAVWG, or click the link down in the description below and use code PAVWG to get 20% off your order. Shout out to Sheath for supporting the channel for the past few months, it really helps out. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for today's feature presentation. Let's get into it. A few months ago, we went back and took a look at the failure that was WWE Tough Enough, a show that ran from 2001 until 2004, co-produced by MTV, and was a reality show that was supposed to help the WWE find the next top stars of a generation. But instead of finding the next top stars, we got 4 seasons of absolute fucking buffoonery. From a girl going psycho and having a mental breakdown and stalking wrestlers, to watching a kid get beat up in the ring for real by Hardcore Holly for no reason, to even a rookie almost breaking Kurt Angle's arm on television. Tough Enough was a giant failure. Even though there was so much potential and the first season was actually really fun, this should have been a major tool for the WWE. Instead, it ended up being a failure. Yo, by season 4, they had contestants being forced to cross-dress and then dance at a strip club, and if that wasn't enough, they also had to kiss 80-year-old ladies on television. Season 3 in 2003 ended up being the last season on television, as MTV was like, yo, no, we don't need this. And no other television network wanted to pick it up either, so season 4 ended up being a part of SmackDown. And it was also the last season of the original Tough Enough, as Daniel Puder won the $1 million Tough Enough and was released a year later and didn't even get his $1 million. Tough Enough was done, it was gone, leave the memories alone, and the WWE basically pretended like it never happened. But fast forward 7 years and a lot of things can change in 7 years. It was 2011, and remember this guy from Tough Enough season 4? Well, in 2011 he ended up main eventing WrestleMania, the most successful person to ever come out of any Tough Enough, and of course he wasn't even the winner. By 2011 the WWE had changed drastically, new logos, new everything, new presentation. It was now TV PG and it was a more family friendly sanitized product, and now they had the itch. They wanted to bring back a special reality show for a new generation of fans. And in late 2010 it was rumored that the WWE was bringing back Tough Enough, and this time on the USA Network. 7 years later they were gonna try it again, and now the WWE was much smarter. They knew what they were doing. They even had Stone Cold Steve Austin as the host of the show. Trainers were not going to be Al Snow and Taz. No, they had Trish Stratus, Booker T, and creepy as Bill DeMott. And this time the majority of the contestants were actually indie wrestlers or people with athletic backgrounds, and Miss America, because publicity, right? And after a 7-year hiatus, in April of 2011, WWE Tough Enough was finally back. The season started and you were greeted with the contestants, and right away you knew this was going to be rough. The first skills challenge was very simple. I mean, you're trained to be a wrestler, so what's the first thing you do? You do bumps and you run the ropes, literally the basics of wrestling. If you can't do this, you're never gonna succeed, right? So they do the challenge and some people were killing it. They were doing their thing. Others, like Ariane, I mean, it could be worse, right?
Like a kid rolling, just roll. Oops, okay.
So Eric was the biggest guy in the contest. He had the look, he was tall, He had the look, he was tall, and all the trainers were so excited for him literally just because he was tall. So they had him run the ropes, and yo, ladies and gentlemen, I swear to God, it looked like he was about to fall over and die. I have never been so concerned in my life watching someone run, but then I saw this, it doesn't make any sense. This guy almost died running the ropes, and meanwhile another guy was trying so hard. You would think it's a Call of Duty lobby. He was trying so hard, his fucking teeth fell out. Meanwhile, when Ariane tried running the ropes, you know, she kept having to pull her pants up, and this triggered Trish Stratus so much. And lastly, you have Miss America, who has probably never ran a day in her life. So she's trying to be a wrestler, and she knew that running the ropes was probably gonna hurt her butt. So she really went in there with a pat on her ass while she was running the ropes. Yo, Steve Austin found out about this, and I have never seen this man look so disrespected in my life. So the first challenge didn't really go too well, and after the scales, at the end of the episode, after Ariane almost died taking a bump, after Eric almost fell out of the ring, they had 3 people in the ring, and these were the bottom 3. The lights were dimmed, and out of these 3 people, one of them was going to be eliminated, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, it was all up to him. He chose who was going to be eliminated. So Austin gets to talking. He's asking them simple questions like, why do you want to be a wrestler? Are you sure you have passion for this? And ladies and gentlemen, in the first episode of Tough Enough Season 5, I present to you the greatest moment in Tough Enough history. Actually, no, scratch that. This is the greatest moment, the funniest moment in wrestling history. So Ariane is in the ring, and she instantly just starts crying, okay? She's emotional. She wants this bad. She wants to be a wrestler. So first she's crying, right? But after that, then she starts beefing the girl beside her for no reason. The girl just standing there, didn't do anything. She starts beefing her like, yo, you suck. You've been doing this for 9 years. I've been doing it for 2 days, and I'm better than you. Like, it's clear she's going to get eliminated. She knows that, but she's trying her best to do whatever to stay. She's trying to beef, she's trying to cry, she's doing whatever she can to survive one more week. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin asked her one last question, right? He just wanted to know how much of a fan of wrestling she truly is, and maybe if she answers this with a proper answer, it might just save her. So he asked her, what is your favorite wrestling match of all time? And she answers,
With Melina and Alicia Fox.
Who?
Yo, this will forever be one of the funniest moments in wrestling history. The genuine look on Austin's face, he's just there like, who? It is goated. Yo, Austin looked like he wanted to shoot himself. Austin looked like he wanted to go to the closest bridge, just jump off and just leave this earth. You have Stone Cold Steve Austin standing in front of you who asks you your favorite wrestling match of all time, and this girl said Melina versus Alicia Fox. That right there just sealed her fate. Austin just, no, this is straight blasphemy. He has been bamboozled, hoodwinked, you name it. He just like, you know what, just get out of here. You are not tough enough, just leave, please get out of here. So Ariane is the first one eliminated in the first episode of the season. No prior wrestling training. She almost breaks her neck doing a bump. She can't run the ropes, and says Melina versus Alicia Fox is her favorite match of all time. So she gets eliminated, and as she's leaving the ring, she says this.
I'm still tough enough. You'll still see me in the WWE.
And back in 2011, this was a big meme, like, haha, hilarious, cool, whatever. We respect it, respect the optimism, but respectfully, we're not gonna see you again. Wait, what? Yes, Ariane, who almost dies, the first one eliminated in the show, ends up becoming the most successful contestant on the show. She would go on to have a 6-year career with the WWE. She's in video games, action figures, WrestleMania, and in 2020, she even ended up on AEW. This girl, this one right here. What is life? As the show went on, it just made less and less sense. The second week, Matt Cross, a wrestler for 9 years, probably the best and most talented, the most trained guy, was eliminated because he didn't show the judges anything crazy. What the fuck did they want him to do? To this day, I don't understand. Did they want him to pull out a 450 splash off the top of the building? Should he have done a Canadian destroyer and broke one of the trainees' necks? No, they literally eliminated him for no reason because he didn't prove himself. At one point, Austin says, all I've seen you do is a tackle and a drop down and a body slam. I mean, Steve, that was the drill, innit, bruv? But nah, Matt Cross, you suck, go home. I mean, okay, was he ever gonna realistically win? No, he's 5'7", that was not gonna happen, but on the second episode, really? As the show went on, you had competitions where they had to play basketball with dwarves. Sadly, Hasbulla was not there. They had to run away from dogs and so on. And also, did I mention that this season had Toby Flenderson? You know, he was also a contestant on the show. Sadly, he didn't really make it that far and had to go back to Dunder Mifflin. But the season was just boring. This show just sucked. The season sucked. See, the older seasons were very stupid, but they still had that early 2000s reality show charm. Not this one. This was just people who didn't belong, who didn't care. He carried himself like a douchebag. He didn't trust anyone. At points, he wouldn't even shake hands with anyone. He had actual charisma, and it was clear that he would, he should go on to win. He definitely had the most potential along with Martin, but Martin got injured in week 6 or 7 or so. So Luke makes it all the way to the finals, right? And it should be an easy win. He has the charisma, he has the look. He was legit the second coming of The Miz, and it was perfect. Meanwhile, the second finalist, his opponent, had no charisma, no charm, and honestly was pretty boring. There's no fan voting since the company chooses who they want to win. It doesn't matter if one guy's a heel or if one guy's a face, right? They can just choose who they think is the best. So it should be an easy choice, right? Like, it's not rocket science. Charisma, talented, no charisma, kind of talented, but question mark. Should be an easy choice. It's not rocket science. Nah, apparently this is fucking NASA, because the problem was Luke was 6'1", the other idiot was 6'5", and you already know what the hell is going down if Vince is choosing the winner. Since there was no fan voting and it was all up to Vince and the WWE, I guarantee you from week 1, from episode 1, they knew exactly who they wanted to win this show. Especially when the guy who ended up winning was already under developmental contract. So yeah, that's what happened. It was a live finale. The 2 finalists are in the ring. One has the personality of a rock. No, not this one. I'm talking about Patrick's House. The other one is a natural heel that everyone loves to hate. Vince comes out, Austin is there, and to no one's surprise, they choose the guy who is 6'5" with long hair and is already under WWE developmental contract. So at that point, he wins, and it's like, what was the point of this? What was the point of this show? You had 10 weeks for what? Like, what was the reason of this show if the winner was going to be someone you already were in contract with? So that just made this whole show seem like the stupidest, most pointless, the most useless reality show in the history of television. And trust me, there have been some very, very useless reality shows. I mean, have you seen Netflix these days? But then it's like, you know what? Okay, it does kind of make some sense. Okay, you know what? Maybe they made him win because they wanted to give him some exposure. Maybe they did this so they can have this guy win, get his name out there, to start the winner's career with a nice big push. And what better way to do it than to be hand selected by Vince and by Stone Cold Steve Austin in the middle of the ring with 10,000 people watching. Everyone watched 10 weeks of this guy grinding it out, showcase his personality, show them what he's made of, and now let's coronate him. Let's give them this moment. 10,000 people, Austin, Vince in the middle of the ring. At this moment, he officially became the chosen one. And you know what? When you put it like that, it's fine. It's perfect. Maybe we are the idiots for doubting the WWE. What a great master plan. And this begins Andy's WWE career, a future legend in the making.
You son of a bitch!
They hosted a reality show for 10 weeks, had the guy win, just for him to get slapped by the boss and then get stone cold stunned in the ring while they laugh at him. What is wrong with this company? No. This has to be mental illness. The WWE at this point in 2011 was so brain dead that it didn't make any sense. They spent 10 weeks building up this guy, and now in front of 10,000 people, millions watching at home, they made him look like a bozo. Now granted, he was already a bozo, but this didn't help. And ladies and gentlemen, this happens. He gets slapped, he gets stunned, and we never see Big Andy in a WWE ring ever again. And in less than 1 year, he was fired for taking steroids. Beautiful. So yeah, that was Tough Enough 2011. Another Tough Enough, another L. Elise Ariane, went on to become Cameron and did her thing. But what was this? What was the point of this? This was just so sad looking back at it. Like, I know season 4 was rough, but this was just sad. This was just horrible. And the thing is, the WWE knew this too. The ratings sucked. Nobody watched this. Nobody cared. And Tough Enough was a flop. And once again after this, to no one's surprise, the show was canceled. Finally, WWE Tough Enough was done. It was over. And after this, after everything we had just seen, hopefully it was for good this time. Rest in peace, Tough Enough. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for everything you've done from 2001 until 2011. Great. Thank you. I hope I never see you again. just 4 years later. They couldn't even wait 7 years. No, they couldn't even wait 7 years. 4 years later, these idiots thought they could do it again. Tough Enough was back in 2015, and this was supposed to be better than ever. This was supposed to be the biggest, the best Tough Enough of all time. You know, it's a proven flop that MTV doesn't want it, USA Network doesn't want it anymore. It's fine, it's fine. We have the WWE Network. We can put anything on there now. Yo, these idiots really don't know when to let it go. Now with 3 new judges, Hulk Hogan, Paige, and the only judge without an unauthorized sex tape, Daniel Bryan, now with what was supposed to be the best talent pool ever. And if you're looking back at it, contestants at this time are some very, very familiar faces. You had Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, and the future Velveteen Dream. Oh no. And of course, the biggest familiar face who didn't even make it to this show but sent in his audition, the future MJF, who actually sent in a video audition for Tough Enough and it's posted on WWE's official channel, but he wasn't selected. And honestly, that's the biggest takeaway from this video. Imagine if MJF ended up on Tough Enough.
Future of your company is looking at you dead in the face.
Honestly, thank God he wasn't, because it's cursed. The best thing that ever happened to him was doing his own grind, doing his own thing, and ending up being MJF. But imagine a young MJF on WWE Tough Enough. But yeah, on the surface, you're like, wow, that's 4 people I recognize, right? It must be a good show, or at least a decent season. Well, it's Tough Enough, man. What do you expect? Most of the contestants were NPCs. The winners were total flop. It's literally Tough Enough, okay? But yeah, it wasn't that bad, all right? It wasn't the worst season ever or anything, but nothing memorable happened. Like, okay, yeah, in the casting special, Sonya came out and for the first time, right? And it was a pretty big deal. But after that, like, nothing of value ever happened. Like, oh wow, Patrick became Velveteen Dream for the first time, which normally looking back, like, oh awesome, that's great. But we all know how that ended up. But throughout this season, everyone such as the judges and the trainers would all roast one guy named ZZ. Yes, his name was ZZ. On his conditioning, how he would get tired after doing moves for like 10 seconds, how he would eat everything and anything. To simply put it, ZZ was not in good shape. But for some reason, every single week, this guy would strive off elimination just because the fans found him funny. He just never got voted out by the fans. For some reason, the fans just love this guy, and somehow this guy right here ended up becoming one of the finalists. Then on the women's side, you had Sarah Lee, who also became a fan favorite and was also pretty useless. All she would do is just smile. She couldn't cut a promo, she couldn't talk, she couldn't wrestle. All she would do is just smile, and it got to the point where even Chris Jericho, who's hosting the show, just got so annoyed at her and put her on blast and roasted her and wanted her, you know, to wild out, show some personality. He wanted to light a fire under her. Nah, she just stood there smiling and grinning like, hello. She was actually so bad at everything. She was not good.
How do you feel you've been doing?
A lot better.
At what?
But it's Tough Enough, so you know what that means. She ends up winning the women's side of the show. And on the men's side, Josh won. Now, have you guys ever heard of Josh? Probably not. Well, he's 6'7", long hair. Of course he was gonna win Tough Enough. This guy in 2 years was released. So was Sarah. The 2 winners of Tough Enough 2015 by 2017 were both fired from the WWE. Fantastic, what a great show. Meanwhile, the losers, these 2 girls over here, ended up becoming Mandy and Sonya and are still on WWE television to this day. And another loser, literally, Patrick, ended up becoming Velveteen Dream, who had the most potential out of any Tough Enough contestant ever. Like literally, this man was destined to main event WrestleMania. He was so good, had so much potential that even John Cena wanted to work with him and thought he was going to be a huge star. When I say that the world was his, I'm not putting it lightly. He was literally, you know, destined to be one of the faces of the company. But yo, once you get this section on your Wikipedia page, it's over, fam. Tough Enough season 6 was a failure, okay? Amanda, aka Mandy Rose, she should have definitely won, but she didn't. But honestly, it could have been worse, because like at the end of the day, at least we did get Sonya and Mandy out of this. But this season was just so boring. It was so bland, so worthless. There was no drama, no nothing. By 2015, everyone knew that Tough Enough was useless. Tough Enough is actually cursed. I don't care what anyone says, this show is cursed. This was the last season of this show, and I pray it stays like that. that. There is no need. Even though it is a great idea, it seems like a foolproof idea, it is obvious that the WWE has no idea what the hell they are doing. The fact that after 6 seasons this show is largely useless and is known more for its controversies, it's so sad. For some reason they just select the worst contestants, the worst people generally win, and then the losers end up being the best of the bunch. But even then, that is pretty rare too, and then most of the time everyone is forgotten, and then the WWE just pretends like this show never happened. It does suck though. This show had so much potential. I love the idea. When I was a kid, I actually always wanted to be on Tough Enough. To me, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But nah, they just cannot get it right. And honestly, I'm surprised they even tried this 3 times. But yeah, apparently WWE and reality TV just don't mix. Well, unless it's Total Divas. But we will save that for another video later this month, so keep an eye out for that one. But anyway guys, that's it for me. It's your boy Pav, aka Wrestling Ifs. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch you guys soon for the next ones. Sorry I took a little break, I was a little busy, you know, had some things going on, but I'm back better than ever. Shout out to Eric Bischoff, and we're gonna be dropping content like it's hot. Thank you guys for all the support, all the love. I'll see you guys soon for the next video in no time. Alright, till then, take it easy. It's your boy Pav, aka Wrestling Ifs, and I'm out of here. Later guys.